Welcome back, everyone. It is Saturday, June 28th, and the MLB. Our five favorite picks are on the way, including a dinger long shot play. We'll touch on that in just one moment. As always, it's Austin, joined by Logan today, joined by your guys' favorite special guest. Get it on out. The broom is here. Logan has joined us from the void while he's in his hotel room, and we got to bring out the broom. Unfortunately, he didn't travel with one. He might have to head back to Philly. But Logan, without you, I delivered a 3-0 sweep. Brandon Walters over an ounce, a little plus money winner. Padres Reds. If I told you one of those teams was getting no hit through five, you probably would have said we're cooked. Shout out Spencer Steer with 3 homers in the first 5. We take that. And the Marlins and D-backs over 8.5 to wrap up the 3-0 sweep. We love to see that. Let's continue that today, Logan. I know you have 1 pick. I have 4. We're dialed on in. Let's get things going. We got 5 picks. Let's dive into them. Hopefully, you guys have a great weekend. If you are new, do me a favor, go down below, like and subscribe. Hasn't been our best season, but still plenty of time to turn things around. Let's have ourselves a 5-0 sweep today. As always, thank you. Let's go into my first pick. And like we did yesterday, we started with a player prop. I'll do that once again today with a pitcher prop. Bailey Falter under 5.5 hits allowed. Now, a little bit more juice than I want to drink at minus 142, but I think this is a surefire winner, and I will take it. And if it's a winner, that's all we care about here. I think this is a certainly a winner for Mr. Bailey Falter to go under 5.5 hits allowed. Now, we've talked about the hits allowed props. They can be a little bit sketchy, but for a guy like Bailey Falter, who sometimes has a walks problem, I'll take our chances there because walks are our friend. We would love in the walk 7 guys today. We don't really care. We just want him to go out there and get out of the game without giving up 6 hits. Now, that is actually something Bailey Falter's done a pretty good job at this season. He'll face the Mets, a Mets team that has struggled against lefties, which I'll touch on a little bit more. But as I said, he's been really good. You look at his last 10 starts under this line and 9 of 10. He had a start in there in May against the Mets where he gave up 3 hits, 5 walks, didn't even get out of the 4th inning. Fine by us. And this is a Mets team that we've seen this year on the 7th highest walk percentage versus lefties, but they're only batting 234 versus lefties on the year, which is 18th. In June, they're batting 201 versus lefties, which is 27th in the majors. And this again, Falter has a very short leash. The Pirates bullpen is pretty much full strength there. This is a guy in Falter that has yet to pitch 90, throw 90 pitches this season. And 4 of his last 5 starts, he's been taken out before he gets to 80. So again, a very low pitch count. If he gets into some trouble, they're easy to yank him out there. And we've seen him actually have pretty good starts against the Mets before. His last 5 starts going under this line, and all 5 of them. And as I said, the Mets are struggling against lefties in June. They also will throw in a lot of righties today, given, you're trying to get that lefty-righty matchup. Not bad for us here because we think about Bailey Falter against righties, only a 212 batting average, actually higher to lefties. I'll see some lefties like Nimmo and Juan Soto, but again, he could walk Juan Soto for all I care. The righties we'll see. We'll talk about Lindor, who's a switch hitter. Marte, we'll see if he's in there. We know Pete Alonso, Vientos just returned, Mauricio, Taylor Torrens, one of those guys in there. I really don't see him giving up 6 hits here. I think he gets taken out earlier before that. He might not pitch super well. We don't care. He's a short leash. I don't think he gives up 6 hits. So give me Bailey Falter's under and hits allowed to continue off the 3-0 sweep from yesterday. Now we're 4-0. But Logan, you got an over, and then I'll follow you with an over. You're going to a game that you'll actually be in attendance to tomorrow. Where are we going?
Yep. So for you all who don't know, I'm in Cleveland right now, and right now I like today's game to go over. Cardinals and Guardians over 8.5 minus 106 odds on FanDuel is your best value there. Now, yesterday it was kind of one of the weirder games on the slate. If you look at the slate, so many games went over. There were so many games with just a million runs. This one wasn't one of them yesterday. It was 5-0, low scoring game. Guardians got shut out. I think they're liable, for some runs today, especially if/when Jose Ramirez returns. Obviously, he would be a big boost to this lineup. Again, when we're recording this, we're not 100% sure he's there. I would like to see him there today, back in the lineup. But again, I think both these starting pitchers are liable for runs themselves. Let's talk about who starts for the Guardians. It's going to be Slade Cecconi. 3.38 ERA, 1.29 WHIP for Slade Cecconi. I mean, he's getting hit hard by lefties, and that's really what I need to see against the Cardinals team that knows how to stack lefties in this lineup. Cecconi's allowing a 294 batting average to lefties. That is big, something big that I look at when I'm targeting an over when the Cardinals are involved, because they do have all those lefties in that lineup. Also, something we know about Slade Cecconi, he's allowing a 5.79 ERA, at home compared to a 2.57 ERA on the road. He's really kind of struggled to pitch at Progressive Field. And again, I don't think it gets any easier for him today. Also, something I noticed, because we have to check all these pitchers, splits and how they do second, third time through the order. Second time through the order, this guy's getting blown up. Sacconi's allowing a 368 batting average second time through the order. That just means pitchers like him are not mixing up their pitch variety enough, and hitters really are adjusting well to him. I think he gives up a lot of runs today. And then on the other side, it's going to be Miles Michaelis starting for the Cardinals. 4.31 ERA and a 1.28 WHIP for Miles Michaelis. Now the question is, can the Guardians get to this guy? The bar's on the floor, man. You got shut out yesterday. All I need is some runs against Miles Michaelis today for some bounce back redemption. Michaelis has allowed a home run in 4 straight games. It's kind of what he does. He throws a lot of bad pitches that just kind of hang over in the middle of the zone. It's up to the Guardians hitters to be able to see it and to make him pay for that. This ballpark is a launch pad June through August. I cannot stress that enough. Progressive Field plays very hitter friendly as the weather starts to warm up, and we should see the same today. I saw on Ballpark Pal an increase in home runs. Hopefully we do see that once again, Michaelis, and he can extend that to 5 straight games allowing a home run. His splits, first, second, and third plate appearance, his batting averages allowed go like this: 262, 262, 283. He's not getting better, but he is getting slightly worse as the plate appearances go. Hitters are still hitting him consistently no matter what plate appearance they find him. He's 32nd percentile in barrel percentage, first percentile in whiff percentage, doesn't strike anybody out. His game is completely different than what they saw yesterday with Sonny Gray. I think Miles Michaelis is liable to give up some runs, a lot of runs himself too. Both these starters give up runs. Can we get some in the bullpen? I think so. Over the last week, St. Louis, 10th in bullpen ERA, Cleveland, 26th. There should be run opportunities late, guys. I really do love this as my favorite over of the day. Hopefully these two teams bring the bats and we cash that one. But Austin, what else are you rolling with?
Yeah, I have an over of myself. Yesterday, my card was a pitcher prop. I had a full game total and had a first 5 total. My next 2 picks are going to be the full game and the first 5 total. Let's go back to the scene of a W where we had the Marlins and D-backs over 8.5. And no, this is not just a glitch in the graphic. No, we're just running it back. We're taking the over back again at 8.5 minus 120 on BetMGM. We took it yesterday for a lot of different reasons. The pitchers, I thought, were in for a rough start, and they did have that. And then we had runs in the bullpen. 2 things that I said would happen yesterday, and it happened. Today, I think the pitchers are even worse, and I think these bullpens are not any better than what they were yesterday. So, again, I'm comfortable running back a win where I feel like these 2 offenses are being undervalued. Now, the D-backs aren't my favorite offense right now without Corbin Carroll. Josh Naylor left yesterday. But at home, coming off a loss, I still think they can put up runs on either a Sandy Alcantara, who we'll touch on in just a second, or that Marlins bullpen, which we'll get into in a little bit. And then Brandon Pfaadt. I think the Marlins are an offense that's heating up. They're seeing the ball really well, and Brandon Pfaadt is the guy that we've seen not even get a 1 out in a home start. So again, let's touch on these pitchers a little bit more. I love over in this game. We see Sandy. People are saying he's turned the corner. His last 4 starts look a little bit better. But again, 3 of those 4 starts coming at home, where he pitches a lot better. On the road, he has really struggled this season, 9.82 ERA. That's just not going to cut it. And I got to say it to believe it on the road and we see him struggling with runners in scoring position, 366 batting average allowed, 364 with 2 outs with runners in scoring position. And he has a really big walk problem versus lefties. Now, I did say they have some lefties injured like Corbin Carroll. We'll see if Josh Naylor plays, but it hasn't just been lefties he's walking. He walks righties as well. And this is a D-backs team, 4th highest walk percentage versus righties in June, 4th in WRC plus as well. And then behind Sandy, because I don't think he goes more than 6, which has been a hard number for him to get to as is, there's the Marlins bullpen, which ranks 20th in ERA in June. We saw them struggle yesterday to put away the game. They had to use 5 relievers yesterday, and 5 of the relievers in total have pitched at least twice in the last 3 days. So, again, these are heavily fatigued arms. If Sandy does not give them length, they could be in for a rough outing. We see the D-backs, sometimes a very patient team at the plate. I think the D-backs put up runs. I also think the Marlins are a team that's been swinging hot bats. We saw them score 12 on Birdsong and the Giants. We saw them do 9 yesterday against Merrill Kelly, who's been good. Pfaadt, he's been better at home in ERA-wise, but as Logan likes to say, and as we say, ERA is not the full story. He has a higher batting average allowed and a higher whip at home. So he's been able to get out of jams. but how consistent can you consistently just be able to leave guys on base? It's just eventually the dam's going to break, and it's going to be a boatload of runs coming. And this is a Marlins team we've talked about, batting over 300 with runners in scoring position versus righties in June. First percentile. Yes, first in expected batting average, expected ERA, fourth in hard hit percentage, fifth in barrel percentage. I talked about this yesterday with Merrill Kelly, that even though he did get the 6Ks, which I was like, I don't know how the heck they're pricing his 6Ks for plus money, but still, this is a Marlins team. Fourth lowest K percentage, second highest batting average versus righties in June. They're seeing the ball really well. And for a guy like Fott, who doesn't get a ton of Ks, and when he gets hit hard, we could see easy doubles. We saw that with Merrill Kelly. He had 2 outs. Boom, 3 straight doubles. That's how we got the first 2 runs for the Marlins. This is also behind Fott will be a D-backs bullpen that ranks 24th in ERA in June. I think there's runs galore in this one. I'll run it back. I just think this is a good matchup for more runs. So give me Sandy, give me Brandon Fott, give me some runs in Arizona. I really like that one. But speaking of runs, I'm not asking for those in this next game, where I'm taking the Mariners and Rangers under 4.5 in the first 5, minus 125 on Fanatics. We've been dialed in on the first 5 totals. I think we've hit 3 or 4 in a row. Me personally, I've hit 6 straight picks. So I'm trying to test the heater today. I love the under in this game. Yesterday, a lot of people were on the under with Evaldi, with Logan Gilbert. 2 aces on the mound. I'm out on the first 5 under. It's just, whenever you see that, it feels like the teams go into try hard mode, and those never pay. It makes no sense, because when you think about, 2 aces, surely that hits. I mean, talk about the Brewers and Pirates one a few games ago, where we saw Jacob Mizorowski, or however you pronounce his name, versus Paul Skeens. That one went over. No surprise yesterday goes over, but who wants to go out there and back an under with Kumar Rocker, who's sporting near a 70 ERA? I don't think anyone does. And I think this one could soar under, where maybe there's only like 2 runs scored, if that, through 5. But let's talk about Brian Wu first and foremost, who has pretty good numbers against the Rangers this season. He's gone out there and pitched very well in his 2 starts versus the Rangers. We've seen him give up just 1 earned run total. He has had some struggles against Texas in the past, so maybe that comes here, but I still think Wu is one of the best pitchers in the MLB. He's allowed 2 combined runs in his last 2 starts over like 13 innings pitched. He's allowing a 185 batting average with runners in scoring position, 103 with 2 outs. So again, a guy that's great at getting out of jams. And the Rangers are an offense that have really struggled so far this month of June. They've had some hot stretches in there, but overall not been great. I think Wu does his job. And then Kumar Rocker, I know his 6.68 ERA might be like, oh, awesome, why are we taking an under with this guy? But look, Kumar Rocker on the road, count me out. I'd fade him every day. But at home, he's been actually pretty serviceable. 2.12 ERA at home, 17 innings pitched, yet to allow a home run at home. He's been really good. His 3 home starts, 1, 3, and 0 earned runs. He did pitch in Seattle in April, and they did him for 3. That was a home Mariners team. This is a road Mariners team. They have a lot of lefties, which Rocker has struggled versus lefties, but I still think he can go out there and pitch serviceably. He's switched away from throwing his slider a bunch in his last 2 outings when he's pitched pretty well. I don't think he throws a lot of sliders, which was a pitch that lefties were tagging him earlier this season with. I think these are 2 pitchers, Wu especially, that can go out there and pitch well. I think if Wu's barely priced is like, what, minus 150 on the money line, it seems so easy to go out there and back Wu on the money line, throw it into your parlays against the guy with a near 70 ERA. Sometimes you'll see a pitcher like that pitch pretty well, and I think Rocker could be the case. So I really like the under 4.5 in the first 5. My last pick will be a parlay, but I'm going to first throw it to Logan for our home run long shot. We cashed Gunnar Henderson yesterday, but Mr. Seiya Suzuki could not come through. But I did, if you bet the DraftKings, it did like a profit boost with Gunnar involved. You'll be getting some money back with their little, you get a share of the 1 million if you bet a guy to hit a home run on the team with the most runs scored. That would be the Orioles yesterday. So we'll see if you get any money back if you did take Gunnar in a parlay like that. Enough of me yapping for so long. Logan, I heard you got a dinger long shot for the people today, and includes a COS Hall of Famer who's been really good to us in years past for some dingers. Take it away.
Yeah, yesterday, as you mentioned, we got to see one of the 2 go through. So hopefully that means we're due for the 2 and 2, 2 for 2 in this home run parlay. Let's put it up on the screen. It's going to be Ellie De La Cruz and Austin Riley, both to hit a home run. You combine it together, you're getting over plus 1,500 odds. Let's talk about Ellie. Number 1, we want guys in this parlay that are seeing the ball well. I mean, he's got 2+ hits in 4 straight games. He is seeing the ball very well against a guy in Randy Vasquez that gets tagged by left-handed batters. Ellie, seeing the ball well, should be able to hit the ball deep in Great American Ballpark, hitter-friendly weather and a stadium there in Great American Ballpark. And then on the other one, it's going to be Austin Riley to get a home run. Now, this is a COS Hall of Famer. This is a guy that we've taken historically for home runs, and he's absolutely printed. Now he faces Jesus Luzardo today, and I wanted one of the righty power bats for the Braves. I mean, you could go Ronald Acuna, don't hate that angle, but I also love Austin Riley because he knows how to hit at home, and he knows how to just make Jesus Luzardo pay for anything that he wants to hang. Because Jesus Luzardo, good pitcher, but every now and then he does make those mistakes. We've seen him get hit very hard in some of his starts, over the last couple months. So I love both those guys to get a home run today. Hopefully, Austin, we can make it 2 for 2 today. Obviously Gunnar, cashed yesterday, but you have one more pick, and I know it's a winner. What you rolling with?
Yeah, I'm actually going back to where Austin Riley would be playing. I have a pick in that Braves game. It's a little two-leg parlay, and then I promise I'll get out of here. But let's try to have a big day. Hopefully, if you're tailing the picks, we can have a big day and really start to eat into those units that we lost earlier this season, but still time to turn it around. Let's talk about this little two-leg parlay. It's going to be my man Robbie Ray with 5+ strikeouts and Spencer Schwellenbach of the Braves under 2.5 earned runs. You can do whatever you want to pair with Spencer Schwellenbach. I did Robbie Ray. You could pick whatever you want. I do want to note DraftKings kept moving his earned runs line from 1.5 to 2.5. So check back later on in the day. I'm sure some people will be betting on the Phillies today after what they did yesterday to Bryce Elder. But I think Spencer Schwellenbach holds him in check today. I like his under and earned runs. But first, we'll start with Robbie Ray, who has 5+ Ks in 9 straight games. He's been really good. And the main reason I'm on him, which, I don't do a lot of K props, is here. This is a White Sox team that been pretty bad. We've seen in June, they own the highest K rate to lefties, 33%. There's not even anyone even in the 30s. And in 42 plate appearances versus Ray, 36% K rate. The last 5 lefties to face them at 8, 6, 12, 4, and 10 Ks. If you're looking for a guy to maybe climb a K ladder, Robbie Ray would be your guy. He is a 81st percentile in K percentage. I think he goes out there and gets his 5. Then we turned it over to Mr. Spencer Schwellenbach, who's been really good for the Braves this season, and he's been really good in his career versus the Phillies. I mean, yesterday the Phillies were seeing beach balls, but that's not a surprise. Bryce Elder literally sucks. He's like me throwing at the plate. Honestly, Bryce Elder was just getting ready for the home run derby, which will be in Atlanta in a few weeks. He might be throwing the pitches out for those guys. But at the end of the day, 4 career starts versus Philly versus for Spencer. 1, 2, 2, and 1 earned run. We've seen Spencer really good at home, 2.64 ERA, under the earned runs line, 2.5 in 7 of those 9 home starts. He is coming off one where he did give up 4 to the Mets. But this is a team in the Phillies. We know they have some guys in there that sometimes they're either seeing the ball well or sometimes they're easy outs. And Spencer is a guy that doesn't give up free bases, which Mr. Bryce Elder was doing left and right yesterday. 96th percentile walk percentage, 94th in chase rate. So a team that's going to be aggressive at the plate, very good at getting those swings and misses. 71st in ground ball percentage. A reasonable, not great weather and basically neutral weather at Truist Park. I think Spencer holds things down. I really like that. If you need an alternate, I take the alternate Phillies team total or something like that. But that is my final pick of the day. So to recap the full card, we have this little 2-leg parlay minus 124 on Bet365. We have our home run long shot, where if both of these guys hit homers, $25. One person that likes and subscribes, simple as that. Go do that. Let's go Ellie. Let's go Austin Riley. And then our other 4 picks, all 1 unit. Bailey Falters under and hits allowed. The over in the Cardinals and Guardians game, the over in the Marlins and D-backs game, and the under first 5 in the Mariners and Rangers game. That's a full card. That's an 18.5-minute video, and those are a bunch of winners. We'll see you guys back again tomorrow with some more. See you then. Peace.